don't even know if I should admit this, but I have never attended that. I've never talked to one of those players. It's horrible. Because whenever I return home from the combine and I run into people that I know, they always ask me like, oh, how was this event and that? I go, I don't know, but I had about 17 beers.
This is the Buffalo Plus Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus Podcast. I am Jenna Cottrell, Mike Catalana, and Dan Fates still out in Indy. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. All right, gentlemen, day 4 of the NFL Combine. We have a great interview, or you guys did a great interview with Diana Russini on the
Mike
Bills. Oh, I thought you were interrupting. Mike did a great interview. We're going to talk about the safeties and tight ends you talked to today, wide receiver tomorrow, your St. Elmo's review. Let's get into it, gentlemen. How's your afternoon been in Indiana?
This is the day that it sort of drags. Would that be a fair thing to say?
It was also the first time we've had to wait for a player that we wanted to talk to. We'll get to that in a minute about a tight end, but that dragged. We waited for an hour for a guy that the Bills are probably not going to pick.
And Jenna, I also want to say, I know you have FOMO. Sometimes you'd like to be here, but I'm going to tell you some of the bad things. Like today, very quick semblance of breakfast, and we haven't eaten since then. Yeah, and I know you. I
would be hangry.
A rough day.
I was going to say, I'd be a hangry woman.
Yes.
We got done with some work, and Mike's like, I'm going to go run up to the media room and see if they got any of those boxed lunches left.
Ooh.
I kind of got my hopes up. I've had a muffin today. We are recording this at 3:14.
Aren't you glad you had that big pretzel yesterday?
That was 2 days ago.
We did have Elmo's last
Elmo's
night.
was yesterday. Yeah. But it's the hangry headache.
Yeah.
Mike looked at me at one point. I was editing the story, and Mike goes, "You all right?" I go, "I'm hungry." So
we've all been there.
Yeah.
All right. So what did you think of some of the prospects today that you got to talk to? Obviously, safety, a position the Bills are probably very interested in. You mentioned tight end. I don't know the interest there. It's a cool story from the guy that you talked to. But what did you think of some of the prospects out there today?
Safeties are intense.
That is for sure.
Like they're a group of like, I can do whatever you want. I will hit. They enjoy it. Like in general, because you start bouncing around listening to the players and you're like, it's something about that position. I don't know. You don't hear it as much. You hear it from like linebackers, I would say, but just the way they talk, it's a confidence level. And then they say some things that are wild.
So I think it gets to the first part is that every player here at the Combine is versatile.
Or versatile. It doesn't matter how they say it.
Caramel. Are. Yeah, they're versatile. They can play in any system, and they can play in any scheme. Every player here. And like Mike and I were joking around about it, and as that happened, a guy's like, yeah, I think I can play anywhere. I think I've shown that I'm versatile. And I was like, he just did it. And then I had a safety that it was a defensive back from Arkansas. The name's slipping me right now. But he said that the question was, what do you want teams to know about you? He said, I'll die on the field.
And we can't laugh at that because of the circumstances with the Bills like that. You don't just throw that out there.
Yeah.
But dude said it.
There was another safety that said he had high expected goals for himself. And he said he's the combination of Ed Reed and somebody else. And he's like, when you put those two guys together, that's me.
When you get me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
2 Hall of Fame safeties. Never taken a snap in the NFL. This guy's already there.
Seems like a really humble guy.
Yeah.
We did talk. I talked with Emmanuel McNeil Warren. He played at Toledo. Toledo is kind of a cool story. They got a bunch of guys here. Quinyon Mitchell from the Eagles a couple of years ago was drafted. And you know what I like about Toledo? Look, those guys don't leave there. And they had opportunities. And that's something you really hear about too. Jenna, the guys who stand out are the ones who stayed in school. And I can't remember who said it to us. Was it Brandon Bean that said it? Yeah.
About that. Now it's a rarity. Yeah.
How it's like, you're almost like, What's the deal with you?
Why didn't you transfer?
Why didn't you leave? So I will say that I really liked the things that Emmanuel McNeil Warren, he goes by all the names, was saying. I mean, I think he's one of those guys, he can hit. Like, he can play. He's Derwin James is his comp, and he can hit people, plays that deep safety, has a lot of positives. But again, you said it, Jenna, like, it should be a need. But with all the other needs they have, I don't know what their plans are for that second safety spot unless they fill it internally.
Which, yeah, we'll see about that. I do think just some of the notes I had on Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
Yeah.
Turnover magnet, 9 career forced fumbles and 5 career interceptions, an enforcer type. So that would be and that physicality. And I think the good thing is, like, Cole Bishop, I feel like we joke about versatile, but I do feel like Cole Bishop can kind of offer you what you need. So you don't have to specifically be like, okay, we need this type of guy or we need this type of guy. But what Cole Bishop and his skill set and how much he's able to kind of move around, I feel like that does open you up to not having to pigeonhole yourself into one specific type of safety.
And even Sean McDermott had talked about it last year, and Bobby Babich did too, where it's not the old days of the strong and the free and the one guy is the guy deep and all. You got to basically try to hide coverages as best you can. In many cases, depending on the offense, it starts with the safeties. So you need guys that can play both. And Jordan Poyer did a pretty admirable job last year coming in when you did not expect him to be that guy. But they need better than that. They need younger than that, or they need differently, and that may be right inside the building.
Yeah, Jenna, on Tuesday we weren't in this room. It was for the writers.
Yeah.
Bean was asked about Taron Johnson and how could he fit into Jim Leonard's new system and scheme and all these things. And he said that it was a possibility of bringing Taron Johnson to be safety, or at least considering the option. What are your thoughts on, Jeff? I have the echo in my ear. I feel like I've got like 5 voices in my head. I can't even finish a sentence.
There's a joke in there. there's definitely
the safety. Jenna, your thoughts?
Oh, this is now you're tossing to me, so you get some reprieve. You're not used to that by now? No, I'm kidding. No, I think when I saw that, I was kind of like, okay, Taron Johnson at safety, interesting. He's been a guy that has been such a backbone for your defense for such a long time, playing that nickel spot. I think Taron didn't have the season he wanted to last year, and I think with a new scheme, maybe he wants to prove that he is able to play multiple positions. But I just think when I look at it, it felt like kind of trying to plug a square peg into a round hole a little bit. I'm not saying that Taron couldn't do the position well, but I just feel like maybe it's trying to maximize a guy you know is going to be on your roster and trying to figure out a place for him to play. Yeah. But I wasn't surprised that he said it's a possibility, but I would be surprised if it actually turns into an actuality.
And the other thing we talked about with the safety, Jenna, is, or in terms of the Taron Johnson position, is they played basically the base defense for years has been 2 linebackers, Taron, and the nickel, first down going, right? That's what the Bills did because he was so good at it. And between injuries and maybe age and miles and all those things, he's not been as good. But I don't think that's going to be their base defense. I know they'll play a nickel, but it just depends on what they want. When now you have a front that is likely, you're going to have sometimes 4 linebacker position players out there.
And now it makes a little bit more sense with what Jim Leonard was saying about Taron Johnson.
That was Taron Johnson he was talking about?
It was Taron Johnson about, hey, he's a really good player. He's versatile, and we need to find a place for him. Because I don't know if he sees this nickel position as much as it was used under Sean McDermott's scheme. So now all of a sudden you kind of connect the dots and go, was Jim Leonard coming in saying, hey, can we move this guy to a safety if we need to fill this spot when he comes in?
And maybe Brandon Beam was saying to him, this guy's going to be on the roster because of what he makes. I mean, that's the reality, Janet,
1,000%.
Things they have to do. And Taron's still a good football player. He just hasn't been at his level. I think he can still contribute to the team. It's an adjustment, But I kind of like, if Taryn's going to play, get him out of the traffic and the mess right behind the line of scrimmage, and maybe playing there. We'll see. We'll see if it's something he can adjust to.
Yeah, I do think he's capable of doing it, but I think it more is a tell of like he is going to be on the roster because of his contract situation. So, and he is a good football player. How do we make this work that he's out on the field because you're paying him to be out on the field and also fit within this new defense from Jim Leonhard? So I feel like it's kind of like both situations, but that is. I mean, yeah, I think for Taryn, like he didn't, like I said, didn't have the season he probably wanted last year, but he's been a very valuable piece to the Bills defense for a long time. So figuring out what his role will be in the future, and that will be something to see. I definitely want to see like how the Bills do utilize him, just because he has been productive and has been an important part.
But we talk about the change. It could be guys on the team playing new positions, and it could be guys coming from the outside and drafting. So all those things play into it. It's just something to put on the back burner as we go into free agency, because if they find a safety they like, then we're not probably having this conversation.
Right.
And then we're wondering how much is Taryn getting on the field as the nickel corner. If it sounds like I'm having a stroke, I'm not. It just in my ear, I hear myself and you guys.
Yeah.
It's
Do you want to
probably
take a
not gonna be my
timeout,
best pod.
Dan?
No, it's just not going to be my best pod. We're just
Okay.
going to battle through it. It's not my best performance. It's fine.
Okay, that's totally fair. Well, do we want to go to the interview,
Yeah.
Michael, that you did, because it's a really good one?
Well, Diana Russini with The Athletic, she's an insider for the league, and she's done a good job with that. She has the Scoop City podcast that she does, and we got a chance for her to sit down with us to talk about a variety of things, including when the Bills made their big decision in the offseason, what to expect for this year, how about the Patriots, and also what it's really like here at the NFL Combine. Hey, we have Dianna Russini, The Athletic, and everywhere that you are, the Scoop podcast that you also do. Let's start with the Bills first. When you heard Sean's out, what was your first thought?
I was a little surprised. I had found out within probably 24 hours before it broke that stuff was brewing. And the reason why I was so surprised was I had gotten the sense all year that there was a really strong support. There's strong support for Sean as the head coach, as the leader. And that no matter what was going to happen in the postseason, he was going to be the guy. So obviously that changed. And, I'm actually more surprised that Sean is not coaching than I am that Sean got fired. But look, I have so much respect for what he did. He obviously, was loved by so many of those guys in that locker room, and he's certainly going to be missed in Buffalo. But I also understand why they want to go in a new direction and see if maybe someone else could get them past this hump that we talk about all the time.
So new direction, but they went from within. Where were you on the surprise meter of Joe?
So I was surprised by that. I knew he would be a top candidate because I know how impressive Joe is. And sometimes it's also just common sense that Josh Allen obviously likes Joe Brady. An offensive-minded head coach would make a lot of sense. Familiarity, let's not make too much of a change. So from just looking at it through that prism, that made sense. But I was interested in the candidates. I liked the guys they brought in to meet with. But obviously, in the end, and from what I had heard, Joe was phenomenal in the interview. I'd heard that several times, actually, that it's almost like they viewed him so differently off the interview than what they expected. He really was able to change their mind and get that job from that.
Yeah, with Brandon Beane, you could make an argument for most of his time in Buffalo. It was Josh Allen as the most popular person, and maybe Brandon Beane was number 2 with the Bills. And over the last year, sort of shifted. And there's been a lot of criticism of Beane that he did not get before. And then he gets elevated, and he's sort of running the show there. Did you expect that to be the case of the criticism of him because of maybe the way it played out?
I didn't expect him to put in a press release a firing and a promotion in one.
Yeah. Maybe they wouldn't do that again either.
Yeah, so you live and learn, and I actually think I'm kind of being playful about it, but I think that hurt him.
Yeah.
Because it looked as if he was able to gain more power by getting Sean McDermott fired. It appeared that way, and that wasn't the truth, right? Like, he's getting fired because Brandon Beane's not the only one making that decision there. Yeah, it'll be his final call, but there's a lot of voices that are weighing in on how they feel about Sean being their head coach. Look, I think when you lose in the fashion in which they are right now, and you're not able to be playing in the Super Bowl, no matter how well you're liked, if you're not winning, the fans are going to turn. Yeah. And as wonderful and as I think nice and kind Buffalo can be, even for them, like they want to win. They want to win, and someone needs to take the heat.
It hurt a lot for them to see the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Where is that Patriots team now? I know that's funny to ask somebody about a team that just came off the Super Bowl, but they're way ahead of schedule, aren't they?
No, I think it's a great question, because a team like the Patriots that played in the Super Bowl are still building. They're not like the Eagles of last year, where the Eagles won and you immediately think, all right, they're going to come back and probably win this thing again. I would be shocked if the Patriots were in the Super Bowl again next year. We obviously know all the different factors that help them get there, but this is a roster that needs to really get better. I'm really interested in the offseason of New England, because I do think they changed the standards of what fans are going to expect from them, right? Because in their first year under Mike Vrabel, they go to the Super Bowl, they're going to think this is normal. So I understand why Buffalo could be frustrated seeing that as quick as they did when they've had Josh Allen all these years.
So they're going to be competing with the Patriots. They might be competing with them for players, like one A.J. Brown. Do you think both of those teams are going to be in on it? And you know what the Eagles do. Do you think the Eagles are going to deal them?
I think that it's going to come down to what A.J. Brown wants. I think Philadelphia wants him. They've shared that publicly. But I don't think you have to be a reporter to watch and see what has happened there. And it's a relationship that doesn't appear to be growing or improving. And I also think it's okay to just say, hey, you know what? He helped us get to 2 Super Bowls. We won one with him. Maybe this just isn't working anymore. We've seen it a million times in the league where a player just almost outwears their welcome a little bit. And I think both sides could take some blame in it. So, yeah, I could see Philadelphia moving on from him.
Yeah, he mentions Vrabel, and he played for Vrabel.
Oh, yeah. So I covered them in Tennessee a lot.
Yeah.
And it's funny, and he went on a podcast recently saying that he never really even liked him, but then he eventually did, and he talked about accountability, and New England makes a lot of sense as a team that would probably be interested if he was available. But if you're A.J. Brown, you want to go to a team that is built already. You want a team that's ready to go with the right head coach, with the quarterback that's ready and set, because you definitely don't want to be frustrated.
Are the Bills going to get a receiver, though? I mean, this has been the topic for going on years now.
It's beyond funny now. It's painful. It's
just
painful.
draft somebody, right?
Please, just do it. Even when free agency, when like hot wide receivers, I'm trying to find out which teams are signing who.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even call Buffalo.
Oh, come on. You're going to kill them now.
I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I call them all the time. They hang up on me. I do, though. That's the fun. The irony of this conversation is I do think they're going to get a wide receiver. I think they're doing their homework right now, having conversations with different agents to see who would be the right fit.
Do you want to tell us who it's going to be? You got
yet.
that Scoop City. Come on, you got that for us
Give
yet?
me a few days. No, I actually just did my own podcast, and I was like, I need a few more days because stuff is just flying around right now, and it has to settle.
Isn't this place the best?
The best.
For all the talk, right?
I love it.
It's a big gossip session.
People think I'm nuts that I like it. I'm like, my job is to collect information, and it's just a big playground of intel. Yeah. And I'm swinging around all day long.
People think we're here for like the sprints and the throwing and all. I'm like, I don't
even know if I should admit this, but I have never attended that.
I haven't either. I said maybe this year we'll go over there.
I've never seen it. I've never talked to one of those players. It's horrible. Like, because whenever I return home from the combine and I run into people that I know, they always ask me like, "Oh, how was this event?" And that I go, I don't know, but I had about 17 beers.
You're for the beers, the steakhouses, and the gossip.
Oh,
right?
It's so good.
And all the information.
Nobody gossips better than NFL people.
Yes, it really is true. Hey, thanks very much for being with us, and we're going to get you back on the Buffalo Plus podcast.
I would love to be. Big fan of the show, so thank you.
We appreciate it. Diana Russini.
Yeah, she just is one of us.
Yeah. Well,
Big
she's
fan of the show.
Jersey. from Jersey, and she approaches the combine in the same way we do.
Yes. Also, during that interview, Mike fixed it. I don't know how.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, the
I do
technical
it all.
side. Because I probably sounded a little bit off, but now I don't hear myself in my own ear or you guys. But I hear you guys in the right way. But
Okay.
yeah.
Proud
So
of
we're
you.
back. And yeah, I thought Russini was great. You know, it's funny, even she was saying that she expects the Bills to make a move at the wide receiver position. She just can't tell us who it is yet. So we'll be keeping an eye on Diana's reporting. But it was great to have her on. And obviously, like you said, Jenna, big fan of the channel.
Did that give you the impression that it's a free agency thing?
I think it's a trade. I think what she was referencing was a trade. But that's just what they're talking about. I mean, you saw there was a trade today. What the Jets made one. They can't make it official.
Yeah, my guy.
Yeah,
T'Vondre
TV Sweat.
Yeah.
Just say TV Sweat, Dan.
Yeah, doesn't matter. He doesn't play for the Bills.
TD Sweat.
But yes. Okay, I could see that being in a trade.
And I don't really believe. Now, we have a whole video up about the A.J. Brown stuff.
Yeah.
And it's out there. And look, I think you get the feeling that Howie Roseman is trying to build a market and trying to get maybe more than just the Patriots interested, because it makes sense if it's the Patriots. I mean, A.J. Brown's played for Vrabel before.
Absolutely.
They have cap space. They want to get rid of Diggs, or at least they may get rid of Diggs.
And it was funny because I had tweeted out the podcast and I had tweeted out about, you know, should the Bills take the big swing to get A.J. Brown? And so many people were like, no, he's a diva. And I was like, click on the article. Like, click on the video. Watch the podcast. Like, maybe then you'll change your mind. I was like, clearly you're commenting without ever actually seeing what we just said. Because, Jenna, I thought it was interesting when we talked about the fact that you were like, my opinions swayed a little bit after hearing Zach Berman.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think he was more impactful than I was definitely expecting. That being said, I thought about it again and I'm like, I'm still out, but
I'm out. I just don't think it's going to happen. But they could make another move. They could be making a play for Brian Thomas. They could be bringing in Michael Pittman. Like, I don't know what their plan's going to be.
Talked to Matt Harmon yesterday. Obviously, we're going to have that video coming
up.
That
is really good interview.
Yeah, either tomorrow, Friday, or maybe Monday of next week. But he talked about DJ Moore is another name to keep an eye on. He has familiarity with Joe Brady from their time in Carolina, as well as Pittman.
Yeah.
From the Colts.
And also, I just want to say the conversation Dan had with him is great. And I'm not just saying that because he's on the other side of our wall here. But I would also say that Dan brought up one of my points, and he took credit for it as his own.
Nope. We're workshopping a take.
It involves
Khalil Shakir. Notice how it just changed to we're, Michael.
Yes.
Meaning me and people.
Dan just co-opted my take and just
find the receipts. I always find the receipts. You got to go find the receipts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what it was? Jen, I don't know if you can relate to this. I said it and Dan wasn't paying any attention to what I was saying.
You don't say.
Yeah, but
no.
Even beyond that, it's really good information about the draft, about the Bills' current roster, about the way players are used, the way other players have evolved in the way they're using, including the guy who might be the best receiver in the NFL right now.
Yep.
I think it's kind of a fascinating thing when you look at the position as a whole, not just a bunch of guys. Like, how are they playing them? Where do they get their snaps? And I think that's where the Bills have failed.
Mm-hmm. We also talked to tight ends today. Fun story. You know, part of the cool thing about coming to the Combine is you get to hear stories about how players got here. And not all stories and journeys are the same. And obviously, Josh Allen's journey from 0-star recruit, 1 scholarship offer. We talked to
John Michael Gillenborg.
Perfect. Nailed it. I didn't really want to have to say that. He is a tight end at Wyoming. He played 3 games of high school football. Wasn't allowed to play or was told they didn't want him to play it.
He was a little kid. His grandfather said no tackle football for him. So he's like, all right, I'll play every other sport. He was really good at that. And then the high school coach said, senior year, why don't you come play? Won't mess with basketball. He plays. He said he ran a lot of go routes.
Jet sweeps.
Oh.
So, you know.
Could be perfect in Buffalo.
Right.
Yes.
And then he said, tore his ACL.
Ooh.
Got hurt. Well, he just said he got hurt.
Yep,
so he was out. But Wyoming, this coach had a connection with Wyoming, and he said, I think you could play tight end for them. Went there, redshirted his first year, became a really good player, and now here he is trying to get in the NFL. But he talked about when Josh came down, and how many times did he use the word cool?
So cool. He's just so cool. That's all he kept saying. So genuine. Such a good dude.
And this kid's a bright kid. He's already got his MBA.
Yeah.
He's a finance major. But he sounded like a fan, obviously, when he was talking about Josh. And then, we asked him about playing with Josh. He said it would be incredible.
He was also one of the guys that when you said, hey, have you met with this team? He said, out of the respect for all coaches, I'm not going to disclose who I've met with and who I've talked with, but every coach that I've in team that I've met with has been awesome. And you kind of said, well, that's, you don't have to say it, but what if you could be playing in Buffalo? And he's like, oh my gosh, Josh is such a rock star. If we could be Wyoming boys.
Yeah.
And he goes, I know he has such a great connection with his
tight
ends.
With the tight ends too.
He goes, we asked him who are his best friends on the team. And he goes, Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. So it was kind of funny.
Yeah. Now, the other part of that is whether the Bills would do anything at tight end. We don't know. But something's going to happen with Dawson Knox's contract. Yep. I mean, Bean even said, it's a problem. So we'll see how that plays out as we go forward.
Yeah, that is true, though. They're definitely going to have to do something. And Wyoming boys is pretty funny. Well, good. I'm glad you got to talk to him because that was one of the guys that I thought would be an interesting story, just considering the background and just the connection to Josh Allen. And what did he say about the Josh's retirement ceremony?
I think he just enjoyed the whole thing. I think mostly those guys really enjoyed talking with him. And he said talked to us. He talked to the whole team. And that's that speech. People have seen some of it. You've heard, him talking about he was coming off a brutal game.
Houston,
yeah. And then he went out there. So
said it still sucks to be a CSU Ram.
Yeah, my wife is not happy with that. She's a CSU Ram. Josh just took a big old shot.
There's also, they didn't have the best year. He thought they would have a better year. And I think that game also selling out that stadium, all of that, I think you enjoy getting that buzz off of that. So I think that was another reason that he thought it was so cool, knowing what Josh means to, he said, not only the university, but the state as a whole is what he goes, how much he means to that state.
Yeah, that's really cool. Coming up tomorrow, you guys are going to talk to some of the wide receivers, kind of to set the stage for tomorrow. Is there anything you want to see, anything you want to hear, any guy you want to watch, anything that you want to particularly stands out to you ahead for tomorrow?
Daniel?
A lot of versatility.
Versatile.
And I think this is where it will be valuable to hear who the Bills have met with and who they haven't.
Yeah.
Do you disagree?
I think it's always important that they say they met with them. They're going to meet with a lot of players, and I think a lot of them are receivers. Then I think the visits maybe are more important.
Absolutely.
In total.
Absolutely. And I know they've also met with a lot of guys from the Senior Bowl and all of those that have taken place over the last few weeks and months.
I'm looking forward to talking to Rochester's own KC Concepcion. He lived there till he was 2.
2 or 3, yeah.
2 or 3, and then he moved to Charlotte, I think. So, but we're going to claim him, especially if he's on the Bills.
Hey, who is there? Anyone else you're curious to talk to, or anyone else you're planning on talking to?
Denzel Boston.
That's Dan's guy.
The two.
Really?
Oh, I love Denzel Boston. love what he can bring to the size and on the outside, and what that could possibly open up for some of the stuff underneath for a Shakir or for a Kincaid.
His dad was a physical
Yeah.
beast.
Monster.
David Boston.
Yes.
His NFL comp, Denzel Boston's, is Puka Nakua. So no pressure there.
Is he good?
Is he good?
I've heard that.
Puka?
He also waited behind my boy, Rome.
Oh, Adunze.
Odunze, yeah.
Also, in 4 years, he's had 5 drops.
That's wild.
Rome?
No.
Oh, Concepcion. Denzel Boston.
Oh, Concepcion's got the catching problem.
Yeah.
He's got the drop problem.
Yeah.
It's also wanting to see what he measures at. Because is he 5'11"? Is he 5'10"? Is he 6 foot? I think all of that plays in.
Yeah. And Jenna, today the big thing was measuring arm length of defensive pass rushers, defensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal.
And Bain is the guy from Miami that everybody says is going to be the dude. But he's got shorter arms.
Not even 31, right? He was under 30. Oh, he was under 31.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Length. Can't teach it.
No, I mean like the
teach height or length.
Here's what
Why
I
are you
think
saying
about
it like that?
Length.
Length?
He's
I'm so hungry.
I do
No, but
think
I was gonna
it
say,
is
like a
something.
lot of people will be like, "Oh, well, this guy's got shorter arms." No, or it's got to be a certain, specific measurement. And some people are like, you can have the exception. How do you look at it, Mike?
It's funny. Look at the left tackle for the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
The big questions about him was his arms are too short.
Short arm. Bro,
No,
if you're
I-
watching on YouTube.
I do think it is impactful, especially when you're coming from college to the pros, and there's so many things, you're playing against all these great players, and the league believes it. And there are, like Jenna, you said, there are exceptions, and some guys are just freaks of nature. It's like physical size. Like not everybody can play at a lighter weight, or guys who play guard and they're 6'5", 6'6", which is not really supposed to be the case. So there's always the exceptions, but you start making exceptions,
There are exceptions because there should be one of them.
right?
Then you
If you
have a
have a-
roster full of exceptions.
Right.
Then you're in trouble.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I want to Jordan Tyson and Carnell Tate. I'm curious just what there's some of the guys that are obviously talked about like that top tier level. I know there's
Yep.
not a ton of like big talent, they say, for wide receiver in this draft. But
So when we talk about the arm length, or we talk about speed, a guy not running as fast as what they say the percentile needs to be at for a certain position or size and things like that. And players will rightfully so come up here and say, yeah, Will Campbell last year. It's not a concern. I've never had a problem with it, right? You've also never played at the NFL. Like, yeah, you can just be physically better than your high school, and you can be also physically more talented at college. It is a different world stepping into the NFL. And so that's why there are these draft experts and analysts that look at what is their vertical for wide receivers. Because if you don't jump a certain height, the rule of thumb would be this guy's not going to do this, or
Right.
won't be this level of eliteness. All of that plays into it, which is, it's kind of wild.
And some teams have preferences about certain things in physical makeup for certain positions. They will make exceptions, but like you
Be
said,
careful.
it depends how often
Yeah.
you do that. You still really hungry?
Thinking about Elmos.
I was about to say, let's do the Elmo's review. I had massive amounts of FOMO, but it looked like a very tasty night.
So we went to Elmo's. They were right on time. We were
Yes.
8:30.
It was packed.
Reservation. Dan and I made a decision. It was light beer
We started light beer.
Oh.
because my friend Matt joined us, and Matt is a generous
That's the perfect way to describe it.
beer drinking partner.
He's the buddy you have that doesn't ask if you want another one. He pretty much just gets you another one.
Yeah. So we went light.
So, and then
Bud Light, by the way.
Bud Light. They didn't have, or White Claws, but they didn't have any of those.
Yeah.
We just went Bud Light. We went shrimp cocktail. Oh, our server had been there for
26 years.
26 years.
Wow.
Dude had tremendous hair.
He could have been a pilot.
Hair?
He could have been a pilot, Jenna. Like, he had the pilot look.
Yeah.
And I was like, how long you been here? He said, 26 years.
Yeah.
It's like, unbelievable. Shrimp cocktail, old fashioned. I'll put the pictures in here. Navy bean soup was phenomenal.
Yeah. The shrimp cocktail was humming. Man, that is.
It cleans out your sinuses.
Oh,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Yeah, it had a little extra on it.
Yeah, it did. And then I went filet
You did go
Nice.
for it.
and got it medium rare plus.
What is that?
It's
It's
you don't
just,
know, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know.
It is a
I'm asking you because I don't know.
so I like medium rare steaks, but sometimes they can be almost
Too rare.
almost red.
And sometimes
And
you
cool.
get medium and it's a little too far. So they know it's that sweet spot.
Yeah, and I'm not going to Outback and ordering medium rare plus.
There's nothing wrong with Outback. Some people go to Outback. Mister.
I'm just saying at the
I
level
don't go to Outback. Goes to Elmo's once.
I go to Outback, but when I go to Outback, I just order a medium rare steak.
Yeah. I
When
got
I'm here at Elmo's, I can order.
you know what they
medium
give you?
rare plus.
They give you the nod.
Yes,
Yes.
it's the ball knower. Like you know ball. Like that's what it is.
Mike,
If
is
you
that
don't-
how you got it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same. It's really good. Yeah.
I think I would just do medium rare.
And that's fine.
Yeah, just don't know what you're doing.
But like if
was
I'm going
really
other
good.
places, I'll get a steak rare.
Now I will
So
say
you like it like cool?
No, I'm saying if I were to go to Outback and for some reason get a steak, I would order it rare because it would probably be closer to medium rare.
no,
Correct.
you can't order it rare.
What do you
You
mean?
really?
Yeah. I mean, at a
Isn't
at
that
a
the way your dad
steakhouse?
likes his steaks?
No. My Grammy loved like rare, but
Blue.
Oh, okay.
Like
if I'm at an actual like steakhouse like St. Elmo's, I'm gonna order it medium rare. I like it to be like warm in the center. I
Yeah.
don't like
want
the cool
red
center.
with a yes. So that's why you throw on the plus.
Have you ever heard black and blue?
Yes.
That's how my brother likes his steak.
Really?
Yeah,
My
I can't get that. That's too much for me.
my mother-in-law likes
too
her
little.
steaks like blue. Like and
Really?
my father-in-law likes his steaks like a hockey puck. and so
And
when
they
I'm
marry each other.
so when I'm on the grill, it's like, hey, put my steak on now, and then when you think it's done, leave it on for another 10 minutes. It's
Jenna.
like shoe leather. I'm like, dude, Chuck, it's already cooked. It's already dead.
Hey, Jenna, next year when you're out here in Indy with us, we're going to order the steaks
Yes.
medium rare buffalo plus.
Oh,
How
I
about
do
that?
like that.
That
I
was
do
pretty
like
good.
that. Mike, what was your side?
String beans.
Yeah, you went the beans.
String
Yeah,
beans.
I had eaten that pretzel the night before. I couldn't have any more potatoes
I did the red skin mashed
or
potatoes.
bread.
Yeah.
That
It
sounds
was
good.
probably one of the better food rounds that we've had at Elmo's. It's always good, but I thought that one was a step
Now, I
above.
will say this. Normally, we get a lot of run-ins with people. Like we saw Brian Dable.
Yep.
And, we see other
Drew
people around the
Rosenhaus.
league. And we saw Mike Vrabel. We saw him out. We were out a little later
Mhm.
because the reservation was later.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big, people, because, they got stuff to do here. So did we.
Yeah.
But we were just out a little later.
Okay. Got that late. I like
Yeah.
a nice 5:30 dinner reservation.
Well, that's what we're having tonight.
Yes. We're gonna do
We're-
Mexican.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds good. Sounds tasty.
Yeah.
What's it called?
All right.
again?
Anything else before we
Agave-
wrap
Agave
up?
and rye.
Yeah.
Huh?
agave and rye is where we're heading. Tacos, and I could do a margarita.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And chips
Spicy
and salsa.
marg?
Yeah, definitely
I
chips and
need
salsa.
Chips and salsa.
Spicy marg. All right,
Yeah.
we won't hold you up any longer then. You guys good?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Tomorrow, the big day, wide receivers. You guys will get to talk to them. We'll have another
Medium,
podcast
rare,
recapping.
plus.
Now, Jenna, I have a little confession to make.
What?
I didn't really fix the audio. I just knew I could handle. So right now I'm getting the
Wow.
same thing Dan was getting. I took care of him. He's having a day. So he's got
Our fearless
the
leader.
good audio, and I'm used to this.
This is actually better than him actually fixing the technical side.
No,
of
mine
Buffalo
was
Plus.
working fine on my computer.
Doesn't it feel like you're like
This
having a
is
stroke?
so. This very funny though. Dan
Yeah.
was like, I can't do it.
And I'm hearing, but you know, a lot of times in my normal day, I hear a lot of voices in my head.
You're used to it.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mike, you didn't fix it. You just powered through.
Yeah. I just manned up.
Yeah. Fearless
I
leader.
didn't Dan up.
Okay.
tough one to swallow.
All right. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for Mike Catalana and Dan Fates. I am Jenna Cottrell. Thank you so much for watching the Buffalo Plus podcast.
Buffalo Plus.